Sergio Chotto Aguirre. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks with white letters and weighing in at 140½ pounds from the Big Apple, New York City. His professional record, 13 victories, only 1 defeat and 2 draws, 11 by KO, ranked number 9 in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, John Wesley Meekins.
Sergio. Good evening, gentlemen. You were both given your instructions this afternoon. I want a good, clean, hard fight. Both of you touch gloves. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
It was just 6 weeks ago right here in Atlantic City when Meekins and Brazier squared off, and that one went the distance, but there was no question Harold Brazier had won that fight. And there's a man who will try and make it 2 in a row over Meekins, Sergio Aguirre.
I think as you look at the keys to each man's battle plan, I think for John Meekins, he's got to be aggressive, but in a cautious kind of way. He doesn't want to walk into things. And Aguirre may be moving a bit, so John Meekins has to cut off the ring better than he did against Harold Brazier. And for Aguirre, I think he doesn't want to get in a slugging match with John Meekins early. He needs to box him a little bit. And, of course, with that comes the counter-punching, which he'll have to do as Meekins wades in.
Well, as I said at the outset of our telecast this evening, it is certain that Aguirre, for the most part, will be right in front of Meekins all night long. By that I mean we are unlikely to see much movement from Aguirre. His style is to simply pretty much fight flat-footed. For Aguirre, his last fight back on the 28th or 29th of January, a fight against Felix Santiago. And it was a 10-round victory for Aguirre.
He got hurt earlier in that fight and came back to pound out a 10-round decision win. Now, you know, it's interesting. John Meekins, on the one hand, wants to show those boxing skills and prove that he's a more well-rounded fighter. But in a way, it probably behooves him more to be a little more aggressive, because he might be able to walk right in and take Aguirre out of there. And yet we see a very, very timid John Meekins here in this first round.
Now Aguirre, quite frankly, fights most of the time in his native land of Mexico, but has had tremendous problems finding other junior welterweights, because in Mexico it is not a recognized division.
And they like him better at the 140-pound weight, not at 147. Meekins trying to establish his jab early in this fight. And he has a good one.
Now, Meekins said this morning at the weigh-in that he would be content pretty much to just stick Aguirre, stick, and stick some more with that jab and try and just win each and every round. He was not going to make the mistake he said that he felt he made against Harold Brazier.
Well, he hurt Brazier in the 3rd round and felt he could knock him out. I think, though, he's going to find maybe he can knock Aguirre out at some point.
Winding down the final seconds of round 1. This is a scheduled 10-round junior welterweight event.
Bell!
Welcome back to Resorts International. Phil Stone with Al Bernstein. Round 2, scheduled 10 rounds. Junior welterweight action. John Meekins in the blue. Sergio Aguirre in the white.
Break.
Aguirre trying to hold on the inside. Doesn't really want to give Meekins any chance to punch there. He gave John Meekins the first round by just a little bit. He did land some pretty good jabs, and Aguirre didn't land too much more.
Aguirre with either a slight abrasion or some severe reddening in the corner of the left eye.
No relation to Hank Aguirre, the pitcher that when we were young, we grew up watching.
Now to Great left-hander he was.
Good combination by Aguirre. And that's what he needs to do. Punch in bunches, then get away.
Break. Come on out. Come on out.
Meekins beginning to show the aggressiveness we have become accustomed to seeing from John here in round 2, as he has opened a small cut in the corner of the left eye of Aguirre.
People will be watching John Meekins very carefully. He was considered before that Brazier fight good left hand on the inside. Considered really a sure bet to move up the ladder and get a title shot, a world title shot in the junior welterweight division sometime in the next 8 or 9 months. Of course, the Brazier loss set that back, and they'll be watching him very closely in the boxing world to see if that has really hampered his progress. Certainly still young at 21. There's no reason to think that he can't move ahead and still do that. Big uppercut. He's got Aguirre hurt now, I think. Stunned him anyway with those uppercuts. Good hook by Aguirre.
Meekins continues to come forward.
You know, in his quest to show his boxing skills, John Meekins has to remember one important thing. He is a puncher. Bottom line is he's got good skills, but his big weapon is he's got power. And you can't forget that. He's got to at least make sure he sets down on his punches. He's doing that now. Good body work.
Break. Break.
Now Aguirre, as we talked about at the outset of our telecast, a stand-up boxer, and that certainly plays right to the strengths of a John Meekins.
Break. Come on out. Watch out. Hey.
Harold Brazier showed that the way you can beat John or give him trouble is with good lateral movement, but not running from him, and keeping very busy, using the jab and nailing him coming in. Fighting at short range like this, Aguirre is tough.
Good, strong right hand, and down goes Aguirre. Devastating, short chopping right by John Meekins. And it comes at the conclusion of round 2, and Aguirre appears to be okay. Doctor is taking a look. Good round for Meekins. He showed that selective aggressiveness.
Well, he did, and he found a home for the uppercut in that round, and that's really what he eventually ended up hurting Aguirre. And John Meekins with some good combination punching. And we'll see the knockdown. There's a short right hand to the jaw, and down goes Aguirre. And the short punches, well, they're usually the best, and certainly John Meekins is a proponent of that. Little short right hand. Look at just right on the jaw of Aguirre. Shows you what a puncher John Meekins is. That kind of right hand wouldn't necessarily knock a person down from another fighter.
Back in the corner.
Always impassive during a fight, John Meekins. Look at the intensity in his eyes.
Round 3 just underway. A good, strong left hand by Meekins, and Aguirre is backing up again.
Come on out.
Oh, Aguirre landing a couple good shots. Meekins just walking through them. Well, a different John Meekins, huh? Got Aguirre hurt, and he's throwing caution to the wind.
Break.
Still the cut over the left eye of Aguirre as well.
Get him loose.
Now you look at Meekins' knockout ability. Make no mistake about it. He can deliver that power.
And even in one of the only fight he's lost against Harold Brazier. Oh, there goes Aguirre. I was going to say he had Brazier hurt, and he certainly got Aguirre hurt here.
Now there is an absolutely great shot on our ESPN camera. Aguirre back up, very wobbly.
Meekins senses the end of this fight, and John Meekins is an excellent finisher.
But give Aguirre all the credit in the world. Tremendous gameness here in round 4. Down twice in this fight. And he continues to try and measure his punches to keep Meekins off of him.
And Meekins being careful, but making sure that he lands the big shot.
And they're going to stop this one. Aguirre in trouble at the end of round 2, down twice here in round 3.
And they're happy in Meekins' corner. Jimmy Glenn certainly thrilled with the work he did. They've got Aguirre on a stool. He appears to be okay, I believe. He's behind those gentlemen. As the doctors take a look at him. And as you look at John Meekins, well, he wanted to come out and box a bit, but really, this figured to be a fight where he would go after Aguirre and probably take him out within the first 5 or 6 rounds. And it came in the third, which was kind of the consensus of a lot of people here at ringside. First knockdown in that third and final round. Tremendous left hook by Meekins. And when he hits you on the chin with a good power punch, most junior welterweights will fall. And in this case, Aguirre did, and Frank Capuchin gave him the 8 count. And then it ended in this fashion. Short right uppercut on the inside. It will be a straight right, I believe, that really does the serious damage. There it is. And Aguirre was in trouble here, left hook. And down he goes from an accumulation, really, of punches, with that straight right being the one that did the major damage. And John Meekins proved again what he has proven so many times. He can punch with power.
Now Aguirre is up. He is apparently okay. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official time of the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Frank Cappuccino stops the bout at 1 minute, 34 seconds of the third round. He's back. He's bad. He's the winner by TKO, John Wesley Meekins.
Editorial. Spelled trouble for tough Ozzie O'Neill a month later, and once Meekins gets a fighter in trouble, he knows how to close the show. Meekins runs after him, lands yet another right hand. He wants